Okay, this was super funny. I really wanted to just, I was so surprised. So I ordered a bunch of Amazon fresh coffees here. I got like their Columbia, their medium roast stuff, and I got their light roast coffee. It was really intriguing. But all of these bags, with the exception of this organic one, or fair trade one, was they were all about $5 a bag. So my expectations going in are really low with these, because obviously this is much cheaper than an actual bag of specialty coffee, but I wanted to give it a chance. So the first bag I opened up was this Just Bright light roast coffee, and this was so funny to me, which is why I'm making this video. It smelled like a dark roast. Right when I opened it, I was like, what is going on here? But before I go into the bean to bean to bean comparison, here we go. Just Bright light roast coffee. I do like that they just straight up say, hey man, it's a light roast. They tell you it's going to be bright. I like that they put an ingredient that says it's coffee. And they do tell you a Best By date. No roast date, obviously, but that's not to be expected here. But let me do something here. So I have whipped out some other dark roast coffees. I whipped out my gold standard dark roast coffee because I need to show this off. So I have this like little small white palette or something that with this box. So off the bat, all right, fine. It's kind of hard to tell. But and our lighting situation is not perfect. But there is our light roast coffee from Amazon. As we can see, there's a little bit of shininess, and I'll put on a macro lens. I'll show you this a little bit later. But first of all, I am seeing roast defects. I'm seeing weird burnt ends and some defects, I think, due to insects and storage of beans. But mostly what I'm looking at is, why are there oils? I'm like, wait a second, isn't this supposed to be a light roast? So to confirm I'm not crazy, I have the gold standard, oh god, I have the gold standard of dark roast coffees, which is what a lot of people actually really like, is Peet's Major D's. So let me put some of that Major D's on this here. Okay, might be kind of hard to tell, but I'm like, okay, really makes you think here. So I guess the Amazon light roast is a little bit lighter than this, but they kind of smell super similar. They're both dark. This one's a little bit lighter than this, and then just to confirm, like doubly, triply confirm, I'm not insane. Hayes Valley, clearly a dark roast. In fact, actually, I'm now looking at this, and that might be due to the lighting. The Hayes Valley here looks the lightest of the three. But there's Hayes Valley, and as you can see, sort of with these dark roast coffees, what I like, how you check is there's like a little bit of light edge there, or oils. So we see that there are oils, like on the edge. You can see there's like a window to my left here. So you see that there is sparkliness or oiliness on the left edge of all of these beans. What is really crazy is if let me put on a macro lens and I can show you a little bit closer. So that is Amazon light roast. That is Peet's Major D's. It's already kind of hard to tell between the two. And that is Blue Bottle Hayes Valley. So, okay, to further confirm roast levels here, this is not very scientific. If you use darker roast coffees, what ends up happening is, well, darker roast coffees are less dense than light roast coffees. And if you have a 14-gram basket and you dose 14 grams, for example, your coffee will literally go out of the edges here, because if you use a dark roast coffee, because they are less dense, so it takes up more space. So we like to use our dosing rings, like so, to basically make sure the all the coffee grounds are inside, and then WDT and puck prep. What I'm going to do for fun is I'm going to put in 14 grams of our dark roast Major D's here. And what you're going to see is you're going to see the grounds go out of this outer ring here, if you can see that. So it'll go out of this outer ring, even though this is a 14-gram basket, because this is a dark roast and the volume is going to be a lot larger. Okay, so not super scientific here, but so you can see, look at how the coffee grounds go all over the outside of the basket. After I vertical tap there and I do like a very basic if I do any sort of redistribution of the grounds here, you'll notice that the actual grounds are above the outer edge here. So this only happens with your darker roast coffees simply because the volume is different. Now, this is Major D's labeled on the bag, dark roast. Is this going to happen with Amazon Light Roast? Yes, it's going to, and let me show you now. Okay, so right off the bat, not looking so good. Lower density beans, obviously, but I'll give this a vertical slam, and we will see what happens. So if I vertical slam it, like so, and then I give it a WDT, or a quick distribution, you'll see how much volume these beans have. And it is dark. So that's the thing. This is a great way to tell, like, quick glance at roast levels is like it is overflowing the basket exactly like Major D's here. So it is definitely not a very light roast coffee. I will tell you this, I've tasted this as an espresso. It tastes really dark. It kind of tastes super similar to Major D's. Because you might be interested in watching me suffer here, I'm going to actually drink some of this. So I have 14 grams, and you will see that this is pretty freaking dark. So here we go. I'm just gonna try to pull a standard 1 to 2 or something. I think my grind size is okay-ish dialed in, but this is a dark coffee, so it extracts really fast. So probably only like 5 seconds pre-infusion. Okay. Gonna go down the lever now. Gonna give that gradual ramp up. I'm not even really gonna be evaluating the quality of coffee. I've drank a fair amount of this already, and it is just, it's dark, man. Like, I'm so confused. I mean, you know, you get some pretty looking shots out of this. Okay. And I think pulling this one short too is all right. So I pulled my shot here. It is sort of pretty looking, which is nice. This is actually more of a ristretto, or not a 1-to-1, but 1 to 1.5, 1 to 1.7-ish. And it's got a nice body and nice crema to it, right? But these are all characteristics, at least here so far, of what I'm seeing, of a dark roast coffee. And even at the shorter ratio, we can see how much crema there is. Or it's, you know, there's body and texture, and it smells like a dark roast. I have drank a lot of this already, and it tastes exactly like a dark roast. As you can see there, it's pretty. It really is a pretty shot. But that's dark. That is so dark. This is just about as dark as something like Major D's or even our Hayes Valley. In fact, I would maybe argue Hayes Valley is about as dark as this. But you get that texture in these shorter ratio shots, but it smells like a dark roast. And I'm going to now try some. I've had a lot of this. The issue with this is that this is a dark roast. This tastes so similar, so in line with something like Major D, something like Blue Bottle, Hayes Valley. I have this lever in front of me. But, like, yeah. It tastes ashy. That's my problem with this. Is like, this is marketed as a light roast, but this is as dark, if not darker, than Hayes Valley. Definitely on par in terms of darkness as Major D's, but it just tastes like ash. At least in Major D's, I get like some amount of chocolatiness to it, and I don't know how I feel about this. This is so weird to me because, I mean, it's got nice texture and stuff. The quality, I'm not really evaluating the quality here. I'm just saying, like, what is going on with this roast level? I'm so confused. Okay, so here is a Bird Rock coffee. This is a light roast Bird Rock. So as you can see, at least even with this terrible lighting, this is clearly lighter than that one. It is also clearly lighter, and it is also clearly lighter. And I guess I'll just flip these beans over for fair comparison, right? So Amazon Light Roast, Peet's Major D's Dark Roast, Hayes Valley Blue Bottle Dark Roast, Light Roast from Bird Rock. So, maybe Amazon put in the wrong coffee for this one, but I'm like, the roast between Major D's and this Amazon Light, they're so similar, and I thought this was hilarious, and I wanted to share this all with you. So, thank you for spending the time to watch me talk about this Amazon Dark Light Roast. I'm so confused, but I wanted to just talk about it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.